That's the proportion for now. Let's compare. Oh my god.
Hey friends, it's Lola. It's been a while.
So for today's video, I'm gonna redraw this old drawing I did in 2020. It's more like a paint over. Then what I'm gonna do is maybe separate the background from the foreground first, and then I will just paint over her and fix. And when I'm doing it, I will let you know what's wrong with the old one and what needs to be done to improve. Yeah. So now let's just give it a background the back here. It's okay, we erase part of her because I'm gonna redraw them anyway. Let me turn this off so I know. Okay, that's much better. It's quite pixelated though because I don't have the original file of this drawing, so I screenshot from my Instagram. That's why it's kind of bad quality. So I'm gonna blur this out, so that's what I usually do to get rid of those pixels. Yeah, 3% is good. Okay, let's see. I'm thinking definitely her eyes need to be smaller though. Let's fix the proportion first and then we paint over after. Liquify tool, and then I'm gonna use pinch just to make her eyes a little bit smaller. Let's do those enemy eyes, but I'm making them a little bit smaller now. Let's flip though. So let's do the flip test. Oh god, you see? She kind of lopsided, which was kind of hard to tell if we didn't flip it. So I'm making her eyes a bit closer. Maybe fix her cheeks, that's kind of out here. Her chin is too long. She's kind of facing on this side, on the right side. I mean, after flip. So I'm moving, so there should be more part of her face here on the left and less on the right. That's the proportion for now. Let's compare. Oh my god. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We fix her head. This part, the hair will be completely do-over though. Have a layer on top and start painting over. I will do it like how I usually do. Like the layer with the eye whites is the same as the lower lip, and the layer for the pupil, iris, either one of that is the same layer as the upper lip. Okay, that's one layer. I will use this layer, original layer here, as like a skin layer only, so I'm going to blur out that whole area. Okay, so now it's the upper lip. I might want to consider changing her mouth a little though. Like the mouth here and there they're not the same expression, so we're gonna fix that. And her eyes are blue. What was the old blue that I used? It's not a bad blue. Maybe less saturated, but more in this tone. Kind of over paint this just to make sure that it's a circle, and then I'll erase it there. And then I will have another layer on top for the lashes, so meaning that I will have to blur out the bottom like on this original layer here. Okay, so now we have a layer on top. We're using like a dark brown, like around here. Her brows is a little bit too, I understand I tried to go for an expression here, but it looks a little too separated, and maybe I'll go for dark blonde, like the reference. Maybe like, it shouldn't be too curved. It's kind of crooked here, so that's the face layer in general. I really want to blur the whole face out, so it would be easier for me to work with. I don't know what's up with me in blush, but like she looks super red. I think this shade of blush is actually better. And after I blur it out a little, like it was too red. So this is how it's looking right now. I'm gonna have to give her a hair layer too. The ear here is like super blurry, and I kind of just leave it there. Let me create the hair layer. I think I like this blonde. It's like a pretty good color. Okay, I'm gonna use a big airbrush to paint like the big shape first, and I'm gonna use my hairbrush to create the silhouette after. So I'm gonna have this as the front hair, so just the bangs, the front layer, and it will have another layer at the bottom after. The hair in the back should also be shaved down. I'm erasing these so they're not distracting. I will just erase the whole thing. Usually when redrawing, the hair is always the harder part to fix, if that makes sense. Okay. Oh, she looks kind of cute with this hair. Let me use my hairbrush to create that hair silhouette. So I will have to use the smudge tool to cut in that shape. Yeah, working like this, meaning that no sketch, so some part might be a little messy, but that's okay. We'll work on it. I would have to go back to that original layer and smudge a few parts out. I think I was like a little bit affected by the old painting where I kind of have a lot of it cover her face, so smudge it out. Let's save her face. Use an airbrush to smudge everything. Her ear here looks like it's gonna come out a little bit more, kind of like that. Ear would also even show, like it should show even more. Okay, now we can go onto a layer under this, so I'm gonna add the other hair. This hair here kind of goes straight down. She has a little bun here too, so I'm adding that. And then maybe we'll see the bun here too. That's the hair layer. I'm going to use this to add a little bit of hair strands, texture, whatever. Now we gonna paint the face. For the face, I feel for the most part the shading is not too bad, but it's a little too overly blurred. The details are kind of not too sharp, if that makes sense. I usually add blush on the nose too, but this is a little too pink. So I'm kind of flattening the nose, look very flat right now because I just paint over that pink color, blending out her skin a little. This shadow at the eye socket here is not too bad. I'm going to just blending everything out because it's a little bit too much in shadow. You kind of lose all the details here. I'm brightening her under eye a little. This part on the side is also too pink. What's going on with me in pink? So I'm using a lighter color to brighten the shape around her nose. I'm gonna use darker color here just to give her a nostril. More shadow at the bottom. It's like it's still too flat. I feel like the old shading's a little bit too messy, and so like I have to fix everything a little because I'm kind of have to blend out this overly complicated shadow on the nose here. I'm giving her forehead just a little bit of light. I feel like it shouldn't be too dark. I like this shading color a little bit more, but it's kind of blend in with that hair part, but it's okay. I'm gonna use that to sharpen the edges. I can use this color for her eyelid. It's a good time to do that. I'm gonna shade the edges. Oh, let me smudge this. This one is also too red. Everything is too red. Okay, I think our nose, this nostril should be a little bit up and then be darker to create even more contrast on the face, but you know, more accurate as like a nostril. Let's move on to the eye white. Lower lips look very funny. I can select just the edge, like my lips tutorial. I'm gonna Gaussian blur it. Okay, and then now lock the layer and let's start shading. And then for the lips, let's fix this lips layer. I think I can just blur the whole thing, right? And then I'll use this soft brush to reshape this. I'll unlock the layer to just use make the brush a bit smaller to kind of create that lip line thing a little. And give her some teeth. Teeth color is usually the same color as the eye white, so. And then using that dark color for the shadow. Maybe I can use this one for the edges. How do we do the thing where she's biting her teeth? I wonder what the mouth will look like. I'm just testing it out. I don't know the actual answer yet. Do I want this shadow? Like her teeth should be like... She looks like she's biting her teeth a little. But not really. Kinda. Let's shade this eye color. I would usually go for a darker color here, more saturated. A shade on top, and then at the bottom like this. Same thing here, top, and then around, and then drag it out a little. I think I can go for a darker color here. Like that, and then this one here, I'll go for brighter color, a bit more to the warmer tone, so it pops. In the reference, it looks like she's tearing up, so I want to do something about that. Yeah, we can work on the lashes and the eyebrows now. Let's go back to the lips. I think it should be a bit darker around here. Since her mouth is open, should be some more part for the lower, like for the shadow under here. Need some shadow under her lips. I really want to start adding highlight, but let's work on her ears a little bit. Don't we have good ear reference right now? At least the realistic one. This is what I remember ear looks like, okay? Don't call me after this. This is what ear looks like in my head. You use a little bit lighter color. I know that it's like in the shadow, but there's also some high point. Okay, the ears from my imagination is not too bad though. Proud of it. Can I just duplicate that? I should, but it's okay. I'm more familiar with drawing ear on that side though, so let's see what this one turns out. This ear on this side might be a bit brighter, so I'm adding more of the highlight. Okay, let's just not overthink this for now. Ears are so weird. From afar you can't really see that well anyway. I kind of want to give her some more shadow on her face, but I don't want to risk ruining everything, so... Oh, that's too saturated, but I'll fix it in a bit. I'll add some shadow. Looks like most of the shadow is casted on this side of her face. It is very like saturated right now, so don't worry, I will fix that. And then I will add a little bit shadow under her nose, near her eye, like this. Okay, let's adjust the color. I want to tone it down so it looks like the one on top of the forehead that you're seeing right here. Ooh, okay. More shadow on the eye socket a little. Okay, let's compare with and without that layer. Like, look at that. Wow, I'm liking this. Let's add highlights, finally. Let me pick a pure white color, flat brush. Look at her, she's shining. Compare again because looks so good. Okay, I will fix her neck. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like it cropped over here, like that's her neck. A bit odd. Okay, let's fix that. Looks like it extends a little bit more to here though. This is where the choker necklace thing gonna be like that. I understand why I struggle in the past. It's kind of complicated. It's like most of the shadow will be like that. This seems like the color we're going for. So at this intersection between the light and the dark here, there should be some reddish color going in between, like that. Oh, I should add that on the skin layer too. Let's see. Okay, back to the hair. I'm gonna lock this layer and start shading. This color is not too yellow, so I think it's fine with this tone. If it's yellower, I would usually make it more in an orange tone before I start shading. But this time, I don't think we need to do that. And then I'll have this layer here to be that under hair part. Now I'm locking this layer and then using the same color to start shading. Looks like her hair is kind of twisted, like twist from out here to in here. She's looking nice. I'm giving her this layer on top of everything using a very bright color. Now I'm smudging everything along the way of the hair direction. We can add the sparkly, the jewel thing on her head now. Let's go with a darker color. Brush around here. Brush all around. And then I'll add another bright color down here. Let's have this highlight down here. And this one can be, and then I'll blur it out around it, but give it more of a orange shine. I might like it more on a pink side though, like more like this. And I'll use a very bright color to give it some highlight. Use it on the other side. Duplicate this and move it onto the other side. Neat, like that. Let's draw her outfit. I've been kind of avoiding it. I like to save the middle, the gold part later on, so. And then I'm going to have a layer underneath for the white part of her shirt. Maybe give it a little bit of folds, but not too much. Go down, go up in there. This one will go like that. Just adding a little bit shadow onto those lines. I'll lock that layer, adding some shadow. In here I'll use like a bluish kind of shadow because the blue from the color will reflect on this because it's next to it, and the material is white, so it will absorb some blue light. Now we can move on to the gold part. I think the heart here should be darker since it's in the shadow. Maybe some darker color in the middle, and then so it shines on the edge. I'm really doing a lot of imagining today. If it turns out well, then yay me. Adding some around the edges. This part will be in shadow though, so it looks like this. Some sharp edges. And then same thing here, but the other side. I'm gonna add this highlight color. Maybe I want the color to be more yellow than white like what I'm choosing right now. I'll get to it. Okay, let me lock the layer and then brush over it with a more brighter color like this, more yellow. What about normal? What would it look like? So this is what it looks like normal. Normal is not too bad, but I do want it to shine. Let me duplicate this and make it add, but blur it out instead, just for the shine. I want to be extra today. Okay, I think it looks nice. You guys ready for the before and after? Dramatic before and after. Okay, let's see. So this is after, this is before. Damn. Who's this? Oh wait, I forgot her thing. That was not fun. Showing the thing that you thought was the final. Yeah, I forgot her headband, whatever you like, the thing in front of her forehead. Oh no. God damn it. False alarm. I think it'd go all the way down here and then go up like that. I think that's a gem on top, like it's not hollow, so that will be a separate layer because I don't trust myself to not mess that up. Thing here, the moon, I think is just simply super glowy in the middle. Not gonna stress too much about this. I'm gonna use add mode, so it really pop. I'm gonna use a yellow here, around here as well. Now I will give this some shadow underneath the headband. Ooh, that's a bit too dark, right? Add some shadow in here too, and on the edges. Background, I think it's just those lines, but I do want it to have some light gradient to it. Maybe a little bit brighter at the bottom, darker, more on the blue side on top, like that. Do we want to be extra and add the little rock on the floor? Maybe. We're already here. But before I do that, I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight right next to these lines. Same thing here. Let's add the rock. You can't see it. It's too small. Okay, let me make it a bit bigger. And then I think it's a little too low on contrast. Oh, look at that tiny little rock. We will not ignore this, baby. Curves. Imagine doing all this for that tiny rock. We love it here. There we go. Yay. I'm thinking I want something on her eyes, but I don't know what. Can you add more white shine dots and see how that looks? Yes, I will try that. Let me test it on both eyes just to see how it looks first. But that could be an option, just too symmetrical though. I don't like that. Let me hide that and then add more white. That might be a bit much. Maybe I'm just placing it at the wrong spot. Maybe this one should be like bigger and up here, like in the reference. I kind of like it though, but maybe the other ones are pink. I don't know why I really want some contrast, pop color, whatever in these highlights. It's kind of nice, very sparkly. I'm not used to this. I feel like I get it, like it's bright there, but the shadow is here, so maybe I cut this off. I don't know, let's see. If I cut it off, I don't want to lose everything, so I'm going to add a layer on top, and then I will use, let's try overlay. I will use this color to give her a bit of highlight. I kind of forgot to do that. I mean, this look very overwhelmingly bright, but 1 second, I'll fix that. And then her chin should be brighter too. And I'm gonna start smudging it out. Actually, those highlight, I could try a blue color instead, because you know, the blue from the background. Let me try with this blue from outside. Brushing over. It's kind of cool, but could be brighter. Like that. Okay, we can do the final reveal now. Oh my god, sorry for the false alarm earlier. So this is the before and after. Oh my god, look at that. So happy. Okay, that's it for today. Finally, after changing it so many times. I hope you enjoyed this video and watched the process in a different view from my usual videos. And I hope you have a great rest of the day, week, whenever you watch this. So yeah, see you next time. Also, if you missed the old redraws that I did, feel free to check these out. Okay, bye.